see if it does. Oh, it does. Okay. All right. So this is our little bonus call for the week. And the date, I've moved my calendar. What's the date? 30th. Today's the 30th.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go ahead and we've got it recorded. So let me pull up Facebook and we'll jump right into being able to look at our pages. Okay. So whose page do we want to do first? Stephanie, do you want to start with yours?
Sure.
You want to do your page or your profile or your page?
My like page, please.
Your like page.
Hi, Jackie.
Okay. All right. So now that I've got that, Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning.
All right. So share screen. There we go. All right. Oop. Where'd it go? There we are. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okie doke. So what we talked about on Tuesday was just looking at our Facebook pages and how not to sit here and tear them apart. That's not the goal. The goal is to see how we can, as my bird tries to talk over me, how we can improve them to increase, our brand, to maybe take away some things that might be detracting from our brand, and just really trying to improve those to what we call attraction marketing, to attract the kind of people we want. Now, one of the things that we do in our Coach Basics that I may start having everyone do on the page, even if you've done Coach Basics in the past, is to recreate that avatar. Who is your target market? Who are you trying? Sunny. Who are you trying to attract? So keep that in mind as we go through here. So this is Stephanie's page. What do you think of her time banner here? Thoughts on that?
Oh, I really like it.
Okay. So What do you like about it?
I think that it's inspiring.
Okay.
Thinking about the whole year and wanting to make a difference and just being reminded of that. I think it's inspiring.
Okay. What do you think when you look at that? Do you see a fitness coach? Or just somebody who has a really positive attitude?
Yes, I would say someone with a really positive attitude.
Okay. Which we want, right? That's part of Stephanie. But if I looked at that not knowing Stephanie, and if I didn't scroll down, because the about, you just get 2 lines of the about before the page break, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the fold, before I have to scroll to see more. So if somebody who's just clicking through, what do you think she could do there? What would be some thoughts?
Well, obviously, maybe something with fitness or nutrition, or just being healthy.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Stephanie? Have you thought about that?
I definitely want to update this, especially since January is almost over. I didn't really like my banner. I had it before, and it was one of those things where I don't have the time to update it, so I'm going to just slap something up there. But that's an excuse because it's been up there for a month. So I just need to block out some time to work on it and look at some other coaches to get some inspiration and really show that, I'm a fitness coach, and maybe before and after picture, some positive words. So like you said, when people come out to it, they know what I am.
Right. And I love the idea a lot can happen in a year. It doesn't have to be just a Happy New Year slogan.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I could incorporate that in an updated banner.
You sure could. If that was something that really encouraged you to think what can happen this year, I think that's great. And then, of course, I love her profile picture. Not, you know what I mean, right here, this little picture of her, because it's her, number one. It's one person. There's nothing worse. Okay, seriously, my bird never talks this much. She's looking at the camera. She's smiling. She's got a beautiful picture of her.
Mhm.
And I know it's her. It's not her cat. You know, it's not, you don't have a cat, do you?
No.
You have dog. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not a picture of an animal or a tree or a beautiful sunset. Like, I know it's her. And so to connect with her, she is her brand. Beachbody is not her brand, right? That is the products that we use as part of our tools, but that is not who she is. And so I love that. So that's a really good thing. Now, coming down, her about is filled out. I like that. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it's filled out. You know, it says kind of what she does real quick. People can get an idea. And then she has a link to her page, right? To her blog, which is awesome because she does a lot of work with her blog and that's connected. And so, now you look and she does a lot of recipes. If you notice, Stephanie's page will go down through. She does a lot of recipes. She shares about her workouts and her journey. So she's including her story, not just saying you should work out, right? And including only links to things that tell you should work out. Like, she's actually living her story. She talked about struggle. But what I love about it is she doesn't talk about the struggle in a way that, oh, this sucks, life sucks, it's so hard, like waiting for people to, oh, are you okay? You know, that kind of stuff. She doesn't do it that way. We all struggle, but if you're going to share a struggle, you want to share it from a point of, this is how I'm working through it. This is what's helping me, so that people who can connect to your struggle, because quite often more people connect to your struggle than they do your success. They get inspired by your success, but they connect through your struggle. So you need to share both. And so it makes a difference when you come with some solutions in hand saying, I'm not there yet, but this is what I'm doing. And that's why people who are going through their journey, a lot of people will hold back and say, oh, I can't share. I'm not there yet. People won't follow me because I'm not 120 pounds or whatever, right? And that's not true. And on the other side, there are people, we all have a different audience. Like, Sharon has reached her goals, right? And so that doesn't downplay her story at all. She's gone through that struggle, but she still can share those things. And we'll talk with Sharon here in a minute. So if you look, I'm just kind of scrolling through, and she's been getting up consistently, 5 a.m. and she shares that, and she's gotten crazy with her faces here. But that's awesome, because I know she made a post the other day about, got to mix up the selfies so they don't get boring. And it's great. I mean, that makes you stop, right, when you see this funky face. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
It just makes you smile. It makes you smile. It's not like, oh, here we are again, right? Like, it's fun. And then she's got some, like I said, her blog posts. And continues to sprinkle in her workout. And then, I love that. I really liked this one, Stephanie, like where you're like, okay, this is my little secret. And, her and I use this. This is the only reason I can sometimes get up and get my workout done. The Energize is awesome. So she shares a little bit about the products, but again, she doesn't stop. She doesn't include, like, here's my link, buy from me, sell, right? It's not done that way. And that's the thing. You want to not be afraid to share what it is you're using that's working, what you're enjoying, what you're doing, your journey. I'm going to talk about this one here in a second. But you still have to share, because some people then don't share anything in the worries that someone's going to think they're selling. You know what? Everything is buy and sell. It is. Hospitals, buy and sell. Lawyers, buy and sell. Teachers, they get paid to work. Nobody sits there and go, well, I just don't think they should get paid. Like, how dare they? We all get paid to do work. And what we do is just as valuable, than anything else. So don't be afraid to let people know this is your business, but you value what you do and you care about other people. And I think what better way to live your life than doing something valuable that you are passionate about, that helps other people and that helps you as well. There's to me, that's totally awesome. So
I had a breakthrough with that recently, because I had a lot of doubt in my mind about, I actually posted about it yesterday. Like, am I being annoying? Are my brother and sister-in-law going to unfriend me? And I was putting too much into it. You know, if someone, like, this is what I want to do. I want to help people, and this is the best way to do it. If someone unfollows me, I am okay with that. And that took a long time for me to get okay with. It, you know, it doesn't mean that they don't love me anymore. It, you know, that they don't like me. It's just not for them, and that is okay.
That's
you
right.
know, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do it to 100% the best way I can.
Exactly. And you know what? I loved what was said on the National Wake Up Call this last Monday. She said, you know, we live about 100 years, some a little less, you know, maybe a few a little more, but, you know, we live an average of 100 years on this earth. Who cares what other people think?
Mm-hmm.
And the older I get, the more, because I used to be, and I still kind of am. I mean, I'm a people pleaser. That's part of I love people and I want to make people happy. But the older I get, the more I realize you can't make everybody happy. And as long as I'm doing what I know is right by my, you know, by what I consider my standards, that's all anyone can ask. And if someone unfollows you, that's good. That means they're not part of your niche. And,
Yep.
and you can't be everything to everyone. And that's the more I've been doing with the trainings, with the practical social media that Stephanie knows I've been like diving into for hours and hours the last few weeks. You can't be everything to everyone. And the more specific you can get, you're going to get unfollowed. And it's not a personal thing. It just means it's not their cup of tea. You know, your angle of it is not their cup of tea. I don't cater to 18-year-old men, you know what I mean? Or to 20-year-old men. That's not my niche, you know? So I don't put things up there that will attract people like that. So if somebody initially did like my page for whatever reason, they're a friend of mine or whatever, and then they eventually see my stuff and go, okay, she's talking about kids and mom and that's not my thing. And so they unfollow. That's okay. Sorry, it's really loud in my house right now.
Your menagerie.
Is Allison there? I'll say, can you take the bird out? He wants to get out, I think. Hang on. Let me see if I take the bird out, if he'll be more quiet. Hang on one second. Sean, can you
Another thing that I've realized, guys, is we live and breathe in Facebook. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm in it all the time. And a lot of our friends and family aren't, you know, so they don't see every post that we do. So that's why we have to post so much. And I didn't realize how hung up I was on what other people think about me on Facebook, but I really just became okay with it recently. I think every time that you break through one of those fears that you have, it just pushes your business even further. And it's really exciting.
Love that. So true. Now, Stephanie did something here, and I do this a lot. When you find maybe a stock photo, which is just a photo online that looks really great, you know, has a nice background and has a really nice quote on it, some sort of motivational or I love biblical quotes, whatever, you know, something that really speaks to you, you know, take that quote and put it on a picture of you doing something that you do, whether it's a workout or making something or with your family, or, I mean, I've taken Bible verses and put them on there with my family. I've taken more like this where I'm working out and put something there, what does it I love the one, make muscle, not excuses. That's one that they use in Hammer and Chisel. And I like that. I think I've used that once or twice on a picture. So you've got a plethora of options when you take pictures of yourself doing workouts or making food or whatever it is that you could do, and then putting a fun motivational quote, and they're just a dime a dozen. So that's a really great one.
I use the app Photofy. It's Photofy, and it has something called stickers where, like, on that one, I just typed like inspiration or strength or something, and then it comes up with all these options. It's free, and you just click it and it pops it right in. Because I am on a deadline in the morning to work out, shower, get kids ready and out the door. Mm-hmm. So I don't have time to sit there and like, oh, is this color? Is this font? Is it pretty? I just put it in there and post it. So yeah. That's a great app to check out.
And I use Photo R Us, Photorus, Photo R Us, and that's another free app. And I mean, I've gotten it might take a few minutes to figure out, but it's pretty basic. You put in a picture, you can decide if you want a border around it or whatever. So there's all kinds of things you can do with it, and then just put in. Now that one you would have to put in the text and type in what you want, but you can put it however you want. So that gives you maybe a little bit something to change, but it might be a little less time savvy for that, just because you have to do a little more to it. But I've used that one forever, and it tends to be my go-to. So, and there's more out there than that. But so basically, Stephanie does a really good job. And then, do you still tag your photos?
No, and that's probably another team call we can spend an hour talking about. I've really been struggling with, do you on your personal page, do you post your health and fitness stuff, or should it all be on your like page? But I have recently gone back to posting more on my like page. I'm doing 80% personal, or I'm sorry, on my personal page, like your original page, your profile. I am posting 80% my life, just like the kids, family, 20% fitness, and then on my like page, the opposite, 80% fitness, 20% family.
I think that's good. And the one thing you can do, though, also, and I won't get into a whole lot of it right now. I'm going to use mine only because I'll be able to tag it. I won't be able to tag Stephanie's because it's her page. All right, I'm going to go to my page.
One thing I do, Geraldine, though, is with the videos on my like page, I share it, because when people view that, the stats do go to my like page.
Gotcha.
It shows up in the feed. With photos, it doesn't if I tag myself.
Right. Now, if you tag your, so what we're talking about is, okay, here's a picture, okay, that I posted. I can tag this photo. It's right now, it's under my Geraldine Christie Fitness. So it's under my business page, okay? Like page, fan page, whatever you've heard it called. I'm going to tag myself. Okay, there's me. Tag myself, done tagging. Now it says with Geraldine Christie. So now that's going to show up in my profile, that post. But when people see it, they will see it via Geraldine Christie Fitness. It's tagged, but everything will go through my like page. So that's something, we will talk about that later. So don't panic about that now. But that's just something, when I said that, if you're wondering, what is she talking about? You can tag if you have a page. Some of you may not have a page. You have a profile. We all have profiles. You have to have a profile to open up a page. So if you don't have a page yet, don't worry. Don't worry about it. But if you do, that's what we do. Okay, so let's go to, who wants to go next? Speak up.
Well, I don't have a like page.
Okay, so we'll go to your like page. Okay, no worries. No worries. Okay.
Is Jackie echoing for anybody else? Oh, I'm echoing.
No.
Say that again?
Jump out and jump back.
Okay. All right. So we've got Jackie here, and it's great. She's got pictures of her family, her spouse. She has a picture of her Shakeology. I love it. She's got a picture of one of the Super Saturday workout. And then she's got a picture of her Bible, right? That is a Bible, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm assuming. I can't read real close. And I love that, because there's different aspects of Jackie's life. That's what's important to her, right? I love that. And the only downside, Jackie, is see how I love your profile picture, by the way. This is exactly what we talked about with Stephanie, so I won't repeat that. But I cannot see your little tagline here. I have to click on it to see it. And one of the things that I'll do before I actually assign, like if I'm working, did you do this on PicMonkey?
Yes.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll go back and forth. I'll save it and then add it. And then if I see that I can't adjust the picture to see what I've written in text, I'll go back and adjust it on the picture somewhere else.
Okay.
And then come back and then put it in there and see if I can see it. And I play with that until then I get rid of the rest of them. You know what I mean? That I've saved. If I know they're not suitable. There's just a thought. You don't have to change that right now, but that's just a thought.
Or you can just put the letters on top.
Right. That's what I mean. She could adjust where she puts the text.
Yeah.
But I've done that before and thought, oh, I fixed it. And then I go back and like, oh, 3 letters are still behind my face or underneath one of these buttons or something. So it just allows you to, you know, tweak it, because if you save it and get out of PicMonkey, you have to redo the whole thing. But if you keep that open on PicMonkey, you can go in and, you know, edit it until you get it just right, put that into your Facebook, and then save the version that you like and get rid of the rest.
Okay.
It's just a thought. That's all.
Okay.
Minor thought. Okay. So let's look here. She's been talking about her story. All right. Now, I read what you said and I thought it was great. The only thing, what would you say, guys, about this right here? What would you say?
Break it down in paragraphs and spacing.
Smaller.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will tell you my personality, I look at that only because I love you. I read it. If I look at that on someone else's where I maybe don't have a real deep connection to, I wouldn't read all that. I think that's normal with most people. If we look, and even if it's long, if it's broken up into like 2-sentence paragraphs where it's real short snippets, people can scan through that and get it so much easier than looking at a big chunk of text.
Okay.
So
You can still easily do this one. Just edit it. Every time you have a period, just hit enter, so it shows it in paragraphs.
Yeah. And, I mean, you can have it, you know, a couple sentences even if it goes together. You don't need to break it up into every single, you know, sometimes it depends on how you write.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just a thought, you know, try to make it very easy to skim. Because people are scrolling, if they see a big chunk of text, generally they'll go right over it.
Okay.
So just a thought there. Let's see. And just so you know too, you will sometimes be tagged on things. If it's not something you want on your page, just remove the tag.
Okay.
You know, I noticed somebody's tagged you on something. If it's something you don't mind, that's fine. But sometimes people will tag you on things and you're going, what? Like, I don't want to be connected to that, or that's not, like, I don't want that on my page. Just untag yourself. You know, you don't have to block the person unless it's really bad or anything. But she's got some that are like just real short, quick snippets. Definitely you could do more pictures.
Okay.
Like favorite place to buy workout clothes. You could have put a picture with you like asking a question, or a picture of different workout clothes that you know, a stock photo online. Because pictures, and again, what you wrote was fine. You can get me to change that, but a picture is going to grab attention more than just text. Pictures and videos even more so. If they're embedded directly into Facebook and not a YouTube link, they get a lot more traction as well. Okay, organic Facebook videos do really well on the news feed.
Okay.
And that's
I think you do a great job of being relatable. A lot of times when I read your stuff, and even you get a lot of comments from your friends that are, you know, you can tell that you're really reaching them. And I think that's great. So keep sharing your story and being relatable.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, a mom of 4 kids making this happen. What excuse does anyone else have? I mean, yeah, so she shares some, you know, articles and pictures of her journey and stories, and asks questions. Questions are great for engagement, asking people to share, you know, what do you think here? Or, you know, if you give people a choice, this or this, you know, even if you're going out somewhere that night, seriously. I used to think this was so silly, but it gets so much engagement. You put on 2 different outfits. You're going on a date night, and you put on 2 different outfits, and you say, okay, guys, it's date night with the hubby. You know, don't get to do this a lot, but want to please kind of thing. Which outfit do you think looks the best? And it really doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It just gets engagement on your page.
Okay.
Right?
You know what else, Jackie, too? I just thought of this, but you know how they hear all the time, you know, my warm market is drying up, and then the solution is to find people that are like you and same interests. Didn't you just start homeschooling?
Yes.
And I mean, that's been a challenge for you, right? To figure that out. You should be posting about that, and people will just gravitate to you. And maybe get in some groups on Facebook. And
okay.
yeah, I think that would be a great thing.
Yep, definitely. I agree with that. Okay, we're going to grab onto another person's page. Who wants to go next?
I did mine on
Yeah, we did yours
Thursday.
on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So who else do we have on here? Let's see. Sharon, do you want to go next?
I don't even have a page. I barely have a page.
Okay. Well,
You're not going to see anything from
I don't
mine.
even know how to do a page. I don't know how to do a like page. I'm like so lost.
don't you
that-
worry about that. So first of all, those of you who are just starting, don't even concern yourself about a like page at this moment. Don't your page, if we're talking about pages right now for your benefit, it's your profile page. Okay. I did not have a like page till a couple years ago, and I'm in the business almost 6 years. So don't you even worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not a poster either, so that's going to be new for me. I'm more of a stalker. So
That's right. But here's the thing, like you want to make sure that that's going to be how you reach the people you know. I mean, unless you want to be getting on phone calls and feeling sales.
Right.
Nobody
that's
wants
going to
that.
be that's going to be my challenge.
No, that's not yours.
Yeah, it is.
What do you mean? Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. Do you guys, who else do we have on? We have Pam. So we don't have to go to yours yet. I don't want to put anyone on the spot and make you, we're not going to sit here and go, oh, well, you're already hearing some things you should be doing.
Right.
Let's go to mine.
Yeah.
I've done the same thing. And like I said, feel free to be honest. This isn't, this is being honest here. I've got my page and I've got my fitness. And I've done the same thing where I've gone back and forth from, do I focus most of my energy on my page? Because that's what a lot of people are saying. And then Stephanie and I listened to a call by Mari Smith, who's a Facebook guru. And she said not to let go. So the last week, I've been doing more on my personal page. So you'll notice on mine, if you look at the dates on mine, this is my like page. Okay, this is not my profile. That I have done maybe a lot less posts here than I have there. I've got to get more of a balance going. So anyway, so this is my banner. What do you guys think?
Geraldine, how do you even take those pictures of yourself far away? I mean, it's like I don't even know how to do the picture like you're doing. Are you use a selfie stick or what?
No, believe it or not, it's just my arm. I just hold it and then I edit the picture so you really don't see the arm doing this. I've done that. I'm working on I'm trying to find one that I like, an actual holder where I can adjust, like with little gorilla legs that you can adjust. I've yet to find one. But I have a little thing. Can you guys see it? Because I can't see myself now in the screen. Yeah. And what it does is I can hold my phone like that. And then it's quite the makeshift. I get a bunch of books in front of my computer and just sort of tweak. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's literally propping up my phone. Sometimes I'm putting on the timer and then it takes a bunch of pictures and I pick one. So it's not hard. It's definitely just a selfie kind of thing. I don't usually ask my family to take pictures of me.
No, I mean the ones where you're working out and you take a picture of yourself far away, like when you get your whole body into it.
Oh yeah, no, I use an app called Burst Mode, BURST MODE, Burst Mode, and I just prop my phone up against the VCR or whatever's there, on the table, because the TV is up on the wall, and then we have a table, and then like the Xbox is there, and I just prop it up. And then I just move back and it takes like 100 pictures in 6 seconds.
Oh.
Sometimes you'll get them where my feet are 3 feet off the ground because I'm doing a burpee jump or whatever. That's the only way, is doing that burst mode.
Sharon, what kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone 6 Plus.
Okay, so on iPhones, when you have your camera up, this button first, so you turn it around so it's a selfie.
Right.
And then the little clock thing next to it, if you touch that, it'll bring up 1, 3, and 10. So that's a self-timer. So, like when I'm doing my workouts, I usually will put it on 3 or 10, hit the photo button to take the photo. And like Geraldine said, I just prop it up against the TV. And then I'll do my moves, and it'll take 10 pictures with that self timer, and then I just go out and pick the best one.
Oh, I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah. Just experiment with that. And I will tell you with this picture, I haven't had a chance either. I did like the Sweetheart Challenge, Sweetheart Slim Down. I just didn't have a chance to redo mine again after the open house that we did. So I want to redo this as well for myself to add a little bit more fitness in there, because this really doesn't have anything fitness. It talks more about business and then my family. So I do know that I don't have any fitness in this particular one. So I don't know if you have any thoughts there. I'll keep scrolling.
Geraldine, you do an awesome job of sharing your story too. I know the exact moment that I was ready to sign up for a challenge group was when you posted about the struggles that you had about almost, getting older. You had gained back some weight. You weren't being, oh, woe is me. You had gained back some weight, but you were working on it and you had made some progress. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. If she can do it, I can do it. And whenever you post like that, you get, 25 comments from people that are feeling exactly like you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, and it's hard sometimes, right? Like it's so hard to, especially when you're a coach, that is a struggle that you might feel like, gosh, I should know all this. But you know what? We're all human. The journey doesn't end till we're in the ground, right? I mean, it's a
Yep.
struggle
Amen.
our whole life. And that's the thing that I think for me that I always share is that this is a journey. This isn't, okay, I'm there. Sharon could share that. I mean, she's hit her goal, but now it's maintenance. Maintenance is not easy.
Yeah.
Because we want to go back to, well, I've hit my goal. Now I can sort of cheat again. Well, you go back to the habits that got you there, you're going to end up where you were. So it never ends.
That's exactly what happened to me last year. I felt confident, and then I stopped working out, and then I was back, gained all the weight that I
I
lost.
think as women, the older we get, that gets harder, right? Because what worked for me even 3 years ago stopped working for me 2 years ago, and that's why I'm back and forth struggling the last couple of years. So, it's
God,
definitely.
just wait till you hear it hit 60 and 65. So do it now. I'm just telling you.
Hey, Susie, I had no idea what you just shared. I had no idea that you went through that. You need to post that on your page, because there will be other women that will totally relate and they'll want your help.
Yep.
That would be great for you to share.
They'll look at you now and think that you've never struggled.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You need to completely go back and go, oh my goodness, this time last year, this is what I did. This is what was going on, Again, you're not coming from a poor me, because you've got the solution in your hand, right?
Yeah, actually, I did a post in December talking about that, and I think that's the time that I had the most posts, over 100. Likes, over 100 likes.
Yeah.
That was a record for my posts, I guess.
Yeah, people.
And
like
yeah.
So I shared a couple of links like that were really, really encouraging to me. Like a child with cerebral palsy finishes a triathlon.
Okay.
I just thought that was awesome. There's a picture of me. This is something that I'll do. Sometimes it'll include an invitation, like joining us for a challenge. Sometimes it's just a motivational post. And I usually include my logo. If you don't have a logo, don't worry about it. I went through and got a logo a couple of years ago. It's not a big deal. Sometimes I'll share a recipe as well.
Geraldine, do you get a lot of messages after you post an invite picture, or is it still you're going out inviting people and that's just an impression?
Yeah, I have to do the invites.
Okay.
Yep, I get most of my traction really because again, a lot of people will private. You'll think, well, I didn't get much there, and I do get some that will write me, but a lot of times I'll write them, and then they'll go, "Oh, I've been thinking about you," and but they didn't pull the trigger. I had to reach out to them. That's why when we say, the invites and the forming people, talking to them, and we'll talk more about this, you guys who are brand new into the Coach Basics, but getting to know people better, reaching out, connecting with people haven't talked to in a while, when you start to post, they'll see what you're doing. They may be, like Pam says, a stalker where they don't say anything, but you know, it's really
Door closed. What app did you use for that one? For that post with the video and the?
that one. I want to say, what did I use there? Oh, that was my Viva video.
Okay.
And can you see I got 11,535 people reached in that video.
Wow.
Did you boost that one?
I can't remember. Yes, I did boost that one. And I got 48, 4.8 thousand.
Almost 5,000 views on that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you remember how much you spent on that?
I don't spend any more than $10 to $15
Okay.
on a boost. And that's something I'm learning more about as well. I haven't ever done Facebook ads and things like that. So that's part of what I'm learning about right now. Putting all that together. I've only ever boosted some posts.
Yeah, new people, don't worry about what we're talking about. You'll learn that in Coach Basic.
Yeah. So this was one, like when we did Hammer and Chisel, this was one of my banners.
How often do you change up your banner?
For a while, I didn't change it. Sometimes I wouldn't change it for months because I felt like it was consistency. But then I felt like it was a good, quick snapshot of what I was doing. So if we're doing an open house or something like that, I'll post it on my banner. If we're doing a new challenge group, I didn't do this one, but you know, because I had other things going on with that I was posting about. You know, I'll post it there so that it's sort of an advertisement, kind of.
Yeah, and it goes in your newsfeed. When you update your profile picture or your banner, it goes in your newsfeed. That's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, it can be. So I also put videos, as you can see. And then I share my journey as well. And this one here, and I'll show you, it's pick, play, post, where videos, and again, I just take a video using Viva Video and I let it run, and then I can edit it and use clips, 15-second clips. And then I just work out, you know, in front of it there, and then just pick what I want and put it into whatever kind of, it gives you all sorts of options of how the configuration. So those are just some options. I know we're going to probably be shut off here in just a second. So yeah, literally we have less than a minute. So hopefully that gave you some more food for thought on what to be posting, your story,